Everyone. We're gonna have a special coming in for you guys today. Let's see. Superhuman Father Kyle's gonna be coming and joining us. All right. Just give it a second here. We'll get it going. What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Not much. I forgot it goes two screens. I have to readjust everything here.
Yeah, dude, I forgot. I knew I had an appointment at 12, but I forgot what it was. So I was like, oh, shit, I haven't gone live today. And then I was like, oh, I'm going live after I go live. Shit, okay.
Bro, your shit was fire right now, too. I was in it. I was like, I didn't want to put a message even. I was like, this dude needs to keep on rolling because you were just hitting people with some smoke right there that they needed. They needed that. I know. I was just at a playground. I was watching these fathers. Man, it's ridiculous. They're just. This one kid fell like 3 times. The dad was playing on his phone. I went over to the little kid. I took a knee. I said, "What's up, man? What's happening?" You know. And I'm just like, "Whoa, what's going on? Tell me your feelings. How did we get here first? Can you walk me through it?" And it was so funny because his dad still was just on his phone. I helped his kid 3 times. Man, and I was just like, this dad, what he needs is some smoke under his ass. That's what he really needs. He needs some fire because I'm out here taking care of your kid, watching my 3-year-old climb up monkey bars and get wild and shit. And man, it was so when you were talking, I was just like, if I could just deliver that same message. I mean, I deliver it, but you know, when you hear from other people, it motivates you. And I tell you what, you bring that message a lot, brother. Oh, did I lose you? Oh, Kyle's frozen. Can you hear me or am I frozen? Am I frozen, guys? I'm not sure what is going on. We lost Kyle. There we go. There we go. Bring him back in. There.
Yeah.
Hey, you're back.
Hey, Instagram Live, dude. Got the fucking boot. It's all good, dude.
Hey, I'm on the beach. I thought it was me. I'm just over here chilling in Tampa right now. And I definitely thought I was the one messed up. I'm like, hey, am I messed up? Hey, it's good. It's good to see you, man. I'm Jack. I know we never really met in person or anything, or you don't know who I am. But a little bit about me. I'm a retired military guy. Um, I was a bricklayer before that. I never had an easy job. You know, I went from bricklaying to infantry to being an officer in the Army. Now I'm a stay-at-home dad, and guess where kind of my wife and I both are. We're full-time RVers. We decided when I retired, we're like, where are we gonna live? We've lived in Hawaii, we've lived in Costa Rica, we've lived in Florida. Obviously, we're chasing the tropical life, uh, and we decided we're gonna get an RV and we're just gonna hit the damn road and we're gonna cruise. And that's what we're doing now.
I love it, dude. Like against the grain.
Yeah,
Authentic fuck and just going for it, you know?
absolutely, absolutely. What was that?
How old are your kids?
I have one kid. He's 3, and he's just a little wild one, man. It's great. That kid's smart as can be, and he pushes me every day to just get better. And that's how I end up writing that book. Is that you know, I was at the playground one day, and this kid, or this guy, I should say, he's a grown ass man, and he was acting like a kid though. He wasn't engaged with his kids. He was just saying, again, that's the same story I just almost told you. And he was just saying his kid do whatever, and his kid's like, Dad, come play with me, come play with me. And then he came up to me and he's like, Destin's dad, can you come play with me? I said, absolutely, dude, let's do this. But then I walked back by the father, and the father lost it on me. He went crazy. I mean, he was just like, I can't shop all the time, clean the house all the time. My wife expects me to work out. This dude's fat as can be. And I felt bad for him. I was very empathetic. But like, dude, you let yourself get to that level. I'm 41, you're 29, bro. Like, there's no reason we're looking like different partners in life here because we're both humans here. And that was it. He walked away from me. This guy went off on me for being an involved, present father that actually gives a shit. It's crazy. Like, what was going on? And when you were talking earlier, I was like, that's how we changed everything. We changed it by making fathers better to make their children better. Because we get that next generation rolling, bro. This earth can be what it could be. You know, the potential's there.
Yeah, we always say that the demons that you do not slay in your own life will be passed down to your children.
Bro, I love that. Yeah, 100%.
And you know, it's hard because, like, even on that live, you know, I get some couple fuck boys hit me with some hate, and like, I know the pain they're in, bro. It's like they're just hurting, man. Like, and it's like, it's a cry out for help. And like that, even that dad you're talking about, like, you like call that sucking the poison out, man. Because like your example is so bright, your vibration's so high that like you can't even be in his presence. And so the shit that's like in this guy, it starts to just freak the fuck out and just take over because he's so weak, he can't even control his own mind. So he's just lost, dude. And he can't, like, his ego is just flaring, controlling him. He can't think straight. He can't think logically. And then you're just sitting there going like, dude, I see everything that's happening right now. Like, this is the best thing that could happen to you, is you to get so triggered and pissed off right now. Like, I want you pissed off. I want you to fucking hate me right now.
Dude, I went home and told my wife, I'm like, it motivated me even more. I'm not even gonna, I don't know why it motivates me, but I know I hit something in that guy. And you're right, I showed up and he already wanted to leave. He knew me from the library where I take my son anyways. And I showed up and that guy wanted to leave. I saw him just like drag his head. Like, you just said it was exactly right.
You see, like, this environment, it's hard to get people because they can hide behind the keyboard, and then you can't like I can't reach in and look at them. But when it's live and we get in a little confrontation with somebody that's like putting some hate on me for, I'm making them feel uncomfortable, whatever, like, I'm there. So like, I can catch them, you know, I can be right there, and we can now have an eye-to-eye conversation about the pain that they're in and they can't get away.
Yeah.
You know, like, they're right there, and I don't give a shit if they punch me in the fucking face. Like, I'm good with it. Like, I will just lean in and try to save that dude and freaking bring him out of his darkness, dude. Because like, all they need sometimes is someone just to yell in their face and just like get them to wake up and just break a little bit so they can rebuild. But nobody does that for them. Like, usually these guys, they get lost, and then no one tells them the truth. No one tells them that they need to wake the fuck up and start leading their family, be the example. And they start in their own head talking about just excuses why they can't. And so we got to step up and break that cycle of excuses. And like my brother says, the world's greatest hype man, he's like, we steal all their excuses. Our daily habits, our actions, our results just steal everyone's excuses. And that's our goal, is to show up and just make everyone be like, shit, I need to step it up, you know? And we do that for each other. Like, my men do that for me. You know, our transformations come out and I'm like, shit, I need to step it up, dude. Like, we have a new guy come in 90 days later, he's ripped as fuck. He's like leading his family like a boss. And then I maybe had like a slip, you know? So I'm like, damn, I need to step it up. It's like a reminder of like holding the line, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%, dude. You just hit so many things that, Kyle, you're right on with that. That is 100%. Some of these guys, they need a transformation that they don't even know, and they hide behind every excuse in the world. I mean, they make excuses.
Hey, what do we got here? But what do you do when they call you an asshole and hate you for telling them what they need to hear instead of what they want? Bro, it's such a good question. You fucking love them, dude.
Plant the seed. You're just not the one who's going to toe that line. You're going to just plant the seed and leave it. But let them hate you because you plant the seed and it's in there now.
And sometimes love is lighting their ass up too. Like, it's not always like being nice and shit.
Tough love, baby.
Like,
Tough
fuck
love.
nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Love is truth. And truth sometimes is a fucking true punch to the face. You know?
I mean, think about this. Like, how many guys have even been in a fist fight? Been punched in the head? Well, one time, but anyone could take a punch in the face. Let's be honest. In the military, I've seen it so many times. I've been in many fights. I was in combatives a bunch of times, and it was just like, as I got older, these young guys couldn't keep up with me, and then it would be combatives day, and they would all be injured. All of them are going to sick call. They're all going to the hospital before the damn combatives start. What's wrong with these 19, 20-year-olds? When I was 20, I would look at a 40-year-old and be like, dude, I'm going to fuck you up. You don't even stand a chance against me. You're 4? I'm double. Get out of here. Double my age? Not even standing a chance. These kids, that's why we need to teach this young generation discipline, resilience, what you were talking about. Like, take it off the chin and keep on rolling. It's nothing.
Yeah.
When someone says about us,
we'd be in the firehouse. Like, our crew was all older, like over 40. And we trained a fuck ton, you know, like we stayed in shape. We tortured them. And then young guys would come to the station and we would fuck them up, you know. They'd get all pale and shit, puking and like sick for the rest of the day. We're just like, what the fuck, man? Fucking 22 years old, let these old fucks outdo you, you know?
Right.
But we had a good time with that. That was fun, but at the same time, it was also like disappointing. It's like, damn, dude. It's like 22-year-old fireman coming in with fucking titties and jelly rolls. You're just like, like what the fuck? Like, and you're single? I'm like, what, dude? What?
Dude,
like,
there's no excuse.
You're playing right now?
I mean, people compromise everything. Every single thing in their life, they compromise it. But they'll have a cool car. They'll have that new Challenger Charger that they think's cool. You know, it's like, what are you guys doing? Look at your body. What you're saying on your live was just like, how you've been to the bottom. You'd live in a tent if you needed to. You had some Buick. It was like, I've been there. And maybe that's the difference of a lot of us men that became this elite human, right? It's just, and that's how I feel like we are. We're elite humans. And we've hit something that's so low that we'll never hit that again. We already know what rock bottom is. We've climbed our asses out of rock bottom, and it's taught us lessons that have made us compassionate, empathetic, but also we're not afraid to give that fire and punch you in the face, just like you said. Like that, people need it. People need to have some fire lit under their ass.
Yeah. Also, and just like so like sensitive and emotional about shit. You know, like I'm not saying like I am an emotional man, meaning like I could probably cry multiple times a day just in gratitude, but I am not crying because my fucking feelings got hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's like I'm not upset if I'm not the guy today. You know, it's like maybe I'm the one to get ripped on today. Maybe I make a mistake and do something stupid and get made fun of. Maybe I put something out on Instagram that was dumb and I get embarrassed and shamed. You know, I get canceled for a few days or something. It's like some days you're just not the guy, and it's okay. Yeah. Like, you're not always going to be the fucking guy. Sometimes, what do they say? Sometimes you're the nail, sometimes you're the hammer. Yeah. And it's like people just get so bummed out when they're the nail. And it's like what I've learned in 42 years is like the more times I'm the nail, sometimes it's better. You know, like you know, and then guys like to get real competitive with each other in an egotistical way, and realize like if you're living like a savage and you're crushing life, and then you're in the presence of somebody else that's crushing life, and let's say they outdo you and they're the fucking alpha, God bless them, dude. Like I'm in the presence of fucking greatness, dude. Like you come in, you're more jacked than me, you're more lean than me, you're smarter than me, you have a more powerful voice, you got a bigger following, you make more money. Damn, I am so proud of you. I'm going to fucking pay you to teach me some shit.
Right? And then I celebrate their victories with them. It's just people have lost that touch. They think that there's not enough to go around. They don't realize, dude, there's plenty to go around. Plenty of money to go around. Plenty of gratefulness to go around. Like, what are you doing? You have to stop. I mean, what you just said right there, it's the ego. They're living off their ego. And what they're doing is just the cycle over and over and over, and they're wondering why they're in the same damn place, why they're fat and pudgy, why their bankroll's not happening. But you know, it's unbelievable.
It's like this dude. My story is like I just find people that are fucking killing it, and I glom onto them, and I learn everything from them because people that are doing really well, they love to teach, like because they already got money and they got the shit, and now like they're realizing, man, Real happiness comes from blessing the lives of others, and they're in a position where they can give great value to others.
100%.
You know? And so, like, but I don't want to be a fucking mooch. So, like, when I'm going to a very high level human, sometimes myself delivers them technically no value, right?
Yeah.
Me personally. So I'm like, okay, well, here's my money. Like, I can give you some value. And they're like, cool, thanks. That's a good value exchange. I appreciate that. So now I'm in a position where I've leveraged this person, where now they karmically have to teach me everything that they know because we made a contract. And so now I'm in this powerful position where I paid peanuts compared to the knowledge I'm going to get. Holy, I got a fucking bargain. You know? Now
Yeah.
I've got monsters in my corner. Monsters that love me and want to see me succeed. You know, and like people say, dude, how did you do this so fast? Like, how in 2 years did you go from being a fireman to living in this fucking mansion, Rancho Santa Fe? It's like with over 500 coaching clients. It's like I glommed onto people that leveled me up personally, myself, me. This is the product. I invested in me. That was it, man.
You know who Alex Hormozy is?
Oh yeah.
Business. So Alex Hormozy always talks about the biggest investment you can make is in yourself. But people aren't making that. They're not making the investment in themselves.
Oh,
so
people are trying to scam me. Scam. Hold your money and just hold it tight.
You're talking about
follow it. Don't give it to anyone.
You're talking about somebody who lost $4 million on crypto. Like, you need to take a little risks here and there. You know what I mean? Like, there is gonna be some people out there that fake as can be. Let's be honest. We know. But
I've hired a few of them and I've lost some money. But how would I know the good ones if I didn't fuck with the bad ones?
Exactly.
I'm so scared. Well, okay, but I've been screwed in the past. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm like, all right. You have a high vibration. You have results proven to me. Now, obviously, in the beginning, I would fall for some sales shit, and then I would pay for it. I'd be like, that was just okay. But now I know. Like when you hire a coach or somebody to teach you something, it's like, all right, does this person have what I want? Like, look at their life. Is that what I want?
Yeah.
And number two, you better show me a shit ton of results. Like, I want to hear from. I want you to have so many results that like I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm in, right?
Yeah.
And the person has to be living the message that they're teaching, like, period.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, too many talkers.
Now I have a question for you. You take all this knowledge that you now have. I saw your kids. I saw that whoever it was made your story a couple days ago. You're like, he's jacked. My kids are jacked. How are you getting your kids so motivated and confident going forward? And I mean, you're creating little machines there, and I love it. I absolutely love that picture. I think actually I did hit a love on that.
Because you come into my home, you will feel the buzzing in your fucking spirit. You come in my home, it's like you'll feel this vibration of wanting to move and take action and crush life like you can't help it.
Now,
that's the environment that I've created with my kids and my wife. They're like, oh my God, you guys are so genetically blessed. I'm like, come live a week with us and tell me I'm genetically blessed. You know? So it is your job as the father to create the culture and environment in your home, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And this is a practice of showing up with presence and fire every time. And what I've realized, even the last couple years, that I was like, okay, well, I'm a good dad, you know, but as I really started to assess, I realized like I was really on fire only half the time. And people thought I was still energetic and insane. I hadn't even scratched the surface, dude. Like now I'm so aware of my energy, my authentic energy, which is this is me. If I can stay in power, the more the people around me are successful. And and not only that, but you stay in power and you bring this sort of fire wherever you go, you create others around you that become that. They have that power as well. So now, like you look at Superhuman Fathers, like you look at our leadership and our men that go through the process, now their frequency, there you go, your frequency, yeah, is just blazing. And so now it starts vibrating through the whole group. And so now leaders are creating leaders, which are creating leaders. And now as there's more, it just gets more powerful. And so we talked about it in the family, but we also talk about it in like a tribe or a group.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same.
Well,
and it all stems from your energy.
I agree 100%. That was, so when I was in the military, that was my number one thing is I keep the energy going. When I had 70, 80 soldiers under me, it was the same thing. I always kept that positivity, the fire coming. I wake up at 4 a.m. I still wake up at 4:30. And I'm out. It's been a year since I've been out, and in 1 year I've written a book. I'm getting my shit together. I'm still waking.
What's the book called?
Fatherhood: The Art of Love and Leadership.
Right.
It's a quick read. It's like an hour to 2 hour read, and this thing's just gonna give all fathers. But it really is like those fathers I was talking about earlier. It's like they need these tools. You guys need to be reading and creating a better habits and, you know, just tools in your tool belt. And that's literally what I wrote it for. And it has a lot of my story in it. And
out of the military for a year, you said?
1 year and in about 2 weeks. Yeah.
And
hell yeah.
What did you do in there? What was your title?
I was a medical operations officer at the end. So half my career was infantry. Enlisted, I switched over. I became a medical operations officer. So
Gotcha.
At the end, I was just an operation. Like I designed operations, pretty much all training and crap like that. It's not fun. That's not the fun part. That's where you like you die.
That's not the part, but it's the shit work that somebody's got to do.
Necessary, absolutely necessary.
In the firehouse thing, I got put in the station in logistics, and I was like, what? I was like, dude, this ain't even a firehouse. This is like a business. And it was just like crates and like, you know, all the food and all the radios. And then when guys would go on deployment, like we were the bitches that had to get everything ready. Like we would like stay up all night for 2 nights, just putting shit together and like filling tires and moving bags and making sure. I was like, this fucking sucks. Dude.
Right.
I was like, I appreciate these guys, dude. It's like your wife when like the fridge is always full, the laundry's always fucking done, and you don't appreciate it because you don't even see it happen. It's fucking magic. But like behind the scenes, and I thought about that in the military. I was like, oh shit, we learned all this shit from the military. Like the loggies that are doing all the shit behind the scenes and making stuff work. I'm like, those are the real fucking heroes, dude. Like,
bro, I did loggy stuff for 1.5 years, and it was probably the hardest job. And I was enlisted at that time, so I didn't have high enough rank where I could actually just like yell at someone for just to yell and make something happen. I had low rank. I was a sergeant, and they're just like walking all over me. And dude, logistics is tough. I would never. When I was switching over, I was like, nah, logistics is going to the bottom. I don't want infantry. I don't want logistics. I need something brand new. And
love that shit. And they're insane. I'm like, what the fuck? You're a different kind of human, dude.
Yeah, no, it's wild. Hey, when you were a fireman, were you able to be present with your kids all the time too, and be this motivating man that you are?
So there was a time when I was a real piece of shit, and you know, it started to really wear on me because I would not sleep for fucking 3-4 days sometimes and come home with all the bullshit that happened, and I was dead inside. You know, it was like my wife and my kids are like, Dad's home. And I'm like, I don't even give a shit. Like, I'm not even happy to see them. I don't. And then they start making noise and shit. And like, I'm like, dude, I just want to throw these kids against the wall and punch my wife in the face. I'm like, this is fucked. Like, I'm fucked in the head. And so I had a moment where I was like, I got to figure this out, dude. Like, I have to figure out how do I do this. And then, you know, fast forward 5 years, like I'm coming home from the firehouse, like I'm getting on stage in front of 10,000 people. And I'm like picking my wife up when I get home, and I'm energetic, and I'm like, walk right in, and I hit the dishes and the trash. And I'm like, what are we doing today? Let's go fucking skate. Let's play guitar. Let's ride bikes, you know, like, and what I learned is over the course of time, I learned to be so aware of my energy and realized the inner turmoil that I have is mine, and I don't have to transfer that to them.
I love that.
And when I stopped caring how I felt, this was the thing, man. I was such a bitch. I was so worried about being in pain myself, like a fucking baby. Like, I'm so sad. I'm dead inside. I want to feel. Fuck you and your feelings. You're a father, God damn it. Like, step up and be that for them. Stop worrying about how you feel. It doesn't fucking matter anymore. And so when you finally let that soak in, guess what happens? This release of like, oh shit, if I don't care how I feel, now all of a sudden I start smiling. I'm like, then I'm good. All this anxiety, depression, all this fear, I'm like, oh, that means I'm good if I don't give a shit about my feelings. Now, you can say it all the time, but you have to work your way into feeling it. And that's a lot of the work we do as Superhuman Fathers, has come to this place where we literally don't give a shit how we feel. Like, we feel pain, we go, good. This is where I need to be. Feel anxiety, we're like, perfect. This is morphing me into the future man that I must become for my family. We feel depression, we go, yeah, that's that chemical thing that happens. Dopamine goes up and down. I'm not going to rely on the dopamine in my brain to make decisions or the energy that comes out. Then you start pulling from a different tank, the tank of purpose. When you're pulling from the energy tank of purpose, I will never stop, never. I'll take brief naps at night between 10:30 and 2:45, but other than that, fucking on. And I will always, and at this time, like, I'll drift at some point today, I'll drift, but it's becoming less and less. And I'm like 90% fucking on, you know. I just hired this filmer kid. He's 18 years old. So he follows me around all day, right? And he's just like, are you putting on a show for me, dude? Like, nah, this is life, dude. He's like, holy shit. He's like, bro, you've been up at 2:45 and it's 9:45. You haven't stopped fucking once and you're doing the dishes. It's like, where does this come from? The purpose tank, my friend. Yeah. We will all be dead soon. And we have a very limited amount of time. People say that all the time, but when you actually see that, believe that, understand that, like, you understand, like, that clock is ticking. And our kids are growing up fast. And I have very limited time with my oldest. He's 16. He's going to be very soon.
Yeah. Bro, I felt that. And what you're saying there, like, when you're aligned with your purpose, nothing's going to get in the way. Nothing. Not a damn thing's going to get in your way when you're aligned with your purpose. I think that's what a lot of men are missing, is that purpose. And then your whole story, I have almost a very similar one. Man, I was weak and hanging on to my mom's death. I was 22 when she died. It took me till I was 38 years of just drinking, alcohol, womanizing. I mean, you name it. I was just a piece of shit at every which way. And then I went to Afghanistan. It was war. War woke my ass up. I was there. I saw these people. And I said, the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? And then I met a guy from Pakistan. He started teaching me, like, about meditation, about chakras and all this stuff. That I'm like, man, that's bull crap. That's bull crap, right? Quantum physics and all this stuff. And then now I wear stuff like this. That's a frequency, quantum physics frequency. I'm way past that now. But it woke me up. And I started taking these steps, reading Deepak Chopra, doing self-evaluations. That's another one. People aren't reflecting, man. I didn't reflect for 10 years. My entire 20s, I never reflect. I never looked back and been like, oh, I treated that girl like shit. I shouldn't have done those drugs. I drank every single day for the last 700 days. Like, what the hell? So it was the same thing. It was a great awakening for me right in my 30s, right when I started 30s. And I all of a sudden became ripped and jacked. And everyone's like, how'd you do it? I'm like, I had enough of that guy. I had to kill him. He had to die. Yeah. That guy had to die. I had to have a rebirth. And now I've had like 7 rebirths. I just had one last year. Shit, when you got out the military, that's a shock to the system. Yeah. We went to Costa Rica for 3 months, and I just started journaling my whole life down. I'm like, damn, I need to release the military and find purpose again. And again, that's how my book kind of came about. Is I found purpose in my son, and then I'm 41. I'll be 42 here in a couple of weeks, and I want to have 3 more kids. I want to have 4 kids. And people are like, you're 40. You're too old to have kids. Then fuck you. Now, I'm going to be in better shape at 60 than you are when you were 20. Get out of here. I ain't dying anytime soon. I'm living. And I'm going to make sure, you know what I mean? So it's just mindset. People's mindset's just so gone on how to get to the next level. And I feel like
Are you going to the coaching? Are you in the coaching space?
I am.
Are you going there?
I just started it, and the funny part is the only people that reach out to me is my old soldiers. They're all like, "Sir, I want in." I'm like, "Dude, can I get some other guys?" But I love soldiers because I have that attachment to them, yeah. And so
hit me up offline too, and I'll walk you through some shit that I've learned and fucked up on over the last couple of years, and
Absolutely.
we'll get you on the track, you know, that I went on to, just because it's the fast track to really leaning into this like place that you're called to just sit in as a leader of your movement, you know.
Yeah. No, definitely. I appreciate that. I will definitely hit you up.
But great, dude. It's great. Like this, like sitting in this spot. I mean, it's the most stressful thing I ever done in my life. This is like, I had no idea how hard this was going to be to like, I thought I was just doing fitness coaching in the beginning, you know. I was like, oh, coaching, give them workouts, and you know, motivate them to go to the gym. And then I was like, oh shit, this has turned into like my whole life is just so involved in every bit of these men's lives, you know. Like I'm so emotionally invested in the people that it's heavy. It's more heavy than I could have possibly ever imagined. But who else is going to step up and do it?
No,
you know,
it's very few. It's very few that are doing it.
And step up, I mean, live the shit, not just talk, make money. I mean, live this life as the example is heavy.
I agree. And I can only imagine when I get to that level that you're at with coaching. I mean, in the Army, it's different because you have to live it, right? It's like, hey, you're an officer. You have to live this prestigious level. You have to be the top. When we're ruck marching, you need to be in the top 10. When you're running, you need to be in the top 10. And it's like, you know, but to me, it was already, I already had that mindset because I went through that transformation from 20 to 30 where I killed that old man off. And so, like, I didn't need the military to tell me to step up. I was stepping up because now I have this competition all around me. And that's all. I'm on a military base right now, actually. And I work out at the gym early in the morning. I hit the gym. I'm usually about 5:30. If I run there, it's about 2 miles. And I get in there and I just look around. I'm like, all right, got these young bucks in here. Let's see what I can do with these young guys out here. And, you know, they motivate me. And so I can only imagine how motivated you are to stay in that state. As tired as you may be, they motivate you, you know, and it's when they win, you win. Because it's just like we celebrate everyone's victories. Any small victory, we shake them. Or wait, what'd she just say? How do you shake the heaviness?
You don't. You carry it, and it's from the same tank. Like with the heaviness comes the opposite as well. Like, I mean, the messages and the connections that you get through this playing this game with these men. It's like, when you get to be part of such a transformation of a human, you're connected forever. Like you're, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And then you see them do the same for others. So then it's just like, I wake up with purpose. And like I said, in my other live I was doing, to me, that's freedom.
I agree.
And freedom ain't free.
It's not. Nothing is. Nothing is free.
Freedom is paid for by blood and heaviness, man. And what you guys did for us in the military to create this environment for us, we still have to earn it. It's like you created the soil for it, but we have to earn that freedom for us every fucking day.
I agree. Kyle, you are absolutely amazing human, dude, and I'm just proud to see someone out there just transforming these men and the next generation. Because you know, when you're transforming these men, it's going to the next generation. I mean, you're making an impact everywhere. And all I can say is I've been following you for a while, and when I got out of the military, that's kind of when I found you, and you've been motivating me. That's how I ended up reaching out to you. Is I'm like, hey, I want to just talk fathership with you a little bit too, and just life, because if you're transforming all these guys, and I'm seeing your stories with your kids, I'm like, all right, this guy is putting in the effort to make people better, but you're also staying in that little family and creating that bond and that tightness that needs to happen. And then that's hard. I think that's really difficult to
impossible. So that's why you need a tribe to do it with. Otherwise you won't. It's literally impossible what we do. Yeah. But that's what we do. We do the fucking impossible because we're calling upon the right source, and we have the right systems in place, and then the right accountability. And with that, you're invincible.
I love it. I love it. Well, brother, that's all I have. That. I mean, you just crushed it, and I feel like we could probably keep going for about 2 hours on other topics, but people will probably get hearing our or seeing our faces. Who knows? 240.
Yeah. Time to get back to business, man. Go hunting today. We call it the go hunt. Go find some men that need help.
Definitely go
and build your kingdom, man. You're selling the best product on the planet.
Hell yeah.
So believe that. And I mean, you're living it. So like, go tell those men what you're going to do for them, promise them, and then just fulfill the promise, period. You're ready.
I'm absolutely ready, brother.
All right, dude. Pleasure.
It's definitely a pleasure. Take care.
See ya.